Hello everybody, and welcome to another Vintage Cube video. This pack is kind of bad for the most part, but we got a Minskin Boo. And actually, it's not that bad. There's a few cards that are first pickable. Guy's Cradle is very strong in the right deck. Jace is a pretty solid blue card. Faithless Looting and Abrade are both borderline first pickable. I would take Faithless Looting first, but Abrade is also a very good interactive spell that pretty much any red deck is happy to have. But Minskin Boo is just great. I typically don't like picking double colored cards first, especially non-blue cards, but Minskin Boo is that powerful, so we'll take this. It goes well in basically any deck. Typically you want blue in these decks, so some sort of teamer deck with like Oko would be ideal, but it goes well in many different decks. Just a great card. Okay, I think here we take Strip Mine. We don't have Ren and 6 yet, but Ren and 6 is the card you want with Minskin Boo. Two very good Gruul Planeswalkers. And Strip Mine plus Ren and 6 is very good. Plus Strip Mine is just good on its own. And green is the best color combination, or green decks are the best decks for Strip Mine because you have access to Raminep Excavator and Ren and 6 to recur it. And Eternal Witness, I guess. And you also get Crop Rotation. Yeah, Crop Rotation and Elvish Reclaimer. And maybe even Knight of the Reliquary to find it. Otherwise, there is Escape to the Wilds, which is pretty good. Not nearly as good as Minsk, though. It is card advantage in a color combination that often doesn't get it. But I'm not going to take it this early. There's also Sylvan Library for more green card advantage, and Savannah. So, pretty solid pack, but we'll take the Strip Mine. Okay, now we have a pretty weak pack. The blue cards are both not really good in this sort of deck. Deceiver Exarch is good in Twin, and we could be Twin. We could be Team or Twin. Force of Will is good if you have a lot of blue cards. There's yet another red-green card, but this is not... I just don't think this card is very good. Typically, your artifact decks are not going to be red-green. Could take Green Sun Zenith. Could take Murderous Rider and Jund. I do think that Jund is a fun color combination, and this is a good card. I don't really know what's the best pick here. Karn is also solid. There's no card that's that good here, and many cards that are reasonable picks. You know, maybe I will take Amira. We'll try this. I don't think it's very good, but we're in these colors. I think, yeah, it's worth a try. All right, now I think we want to take Taiga. That really helps with the mana. Chandra's great. I would love to get this card. There's also Zealous Conscripts, Birds, and Bloodstained Mire, but we're probably going to want to play red-green. I really want to play the Minsk, so I think it is the right play to take Taiga here and be sad that we're not getting the Chandra. A lot of red-green in this pack, though, so it seems like we might be in a good color combination. Okay, now we have probably Dragon's Rage Channeler. Shelldock Isle is very strong. Also, if we wanted to do Jund, we could lean in that direction. Fast Bond is high upside. Actually, Fast Bond is tempting. Fast Bond plus Strip Mine plus Raminep Excavator basically just wins. But I really like the Channeler. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Channeler here. Very, very strong card. Okay, now we get a Fable. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, we'll take that. Incinerate's good too, but Fable of the Mirror Breaker is very strong. So TBD if we're just like red-green mid-range or like splashing another color. I don't think typically red-green mid-range is a very good deck. But we have good cards, so we could get there. This is a little sketchy. I really don't think this card is very strong. But we'll see. I guess basically I don't want to distort my pick order too much around this. But if we got cards that are already good on their own, like, I mean, obviously Moxen would be great. Maybe, like, Umazawa's Jite. That could be the sort of card we're interested in. And for Dragon's Rage Channeler, we want a relatively high non-creature spell count. Okay, interesting pick here. Nissa is very strong, but Burst Lightning is great cheap interaction. I think I actually will take the Nissa, though. This is the kind of card that just closes out the game really quickly and generates a ton of value. I do want a lot of burn, and we passed Incinerate, and now we're passing Burst Lightning, and that's a little bit sketchy, but this is like the kind of card you want in these decks. You want to have Planeswalkers that demand immediate answers and can win the game on their own. Minskin does that very well. Nissa gives us a bit of redundancy with that. Chandra also does that, and we didn't get the Chandra, but I do think I'll take the Nissa here. Interesting. There's a Life from the Loam. That's an option. It's good with Strip Mine. Could also just take Rolling Earthquake. You know, I actually think Loam seems kind of good here. It's not necessarily there yet. We need to get some fetches, but it plays well with a Strip Mine. It's also good with Fable of the Mirror Breaker and Dragon's Rage Chandler to just fill up the graveyard. Yeah, we'll try Loam. We could get there with that. This is like, if you're playing a non-blue mid-range deck, you need to have sources of card advantage. Oh, wow. Okay, I think we're in the right lane. Red-green is looking great. We're not really a Cradle deck. I think we take Looting. Crucible is good with the Strip Mine, but we just took Loam, and I'd rather have Loam and Ren in 6 than Crucible anyways. And Faithless Looting plays really well with a lot of our deck. It's great with Chandler, great with Loam, and just good for finding our good cards. PN Kieran Lar is interesting, but it doesn't work with Mira, and is like, I think I'd just rather have the Looting. Surprisingly good card draw for a red-green deck so far. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this deck looks sweet. I haven't played just a straight-up red-green, like, mid-range deck ever in this format that I can remember. And I think it's typically a bad archetype, but this is a good start for it. The things we need are some of the cheap burn. I know we passed some, but some cheap burn. Ren and 6, some fetch lands, and a couple other good threats. Like, at this point in the curve, could be, if the Chandra came around, that'd be great. Like, Garruk Wildspeaker would be pretty good. Garruk Relentless. Nice. We do wield Escape to the Wilds. No surprise there. We're just solidly red-green now, and no one else is playing red-green because no one else ever plays red-green. Escape to the Wilds. Is Krork good here? It's kind of funny with Looting. Not that good with Loam. I think I'm just going to take Karn here. We don't have that much ramp yet, but we are playing green. Yeah, I think I like taking the Karn. This mirror is probably looking like the odd one out. I don't remember exactly what was in that pack. Nothing that good. We could have taken Green Sun Zenith, but that doesn't look very good here. I don't remember if there was an Incinerate in that pack. I would definitely rather have Incinerate, but I don't think that was there. There is some value in just cutting red-green, though. I think the Chandra pack already came around. Oh, okay. This was the Chandra pack. Chandra does not wheel, unsurprisingly. Knight of the Reliquary would be good. It can find the Strip Mine. And it's good with Loam, but I think I'm still taking Avalanche Riders. Well, actually, no, let's take the Knight. Knight of Autumn, or Knight of the Reliquary is really, really good if we can make it work. Like, it plays super well with Life from the Loam and Faithless Looting and a lot of the stuff we already have. We do need to get some fixing to make it work, but green-white is typically a pretty open color combination, so we might be able to, yeah, we don't have any fixing for it yet, but we're already going to prioritize fetch lines very highly, so I think the green splash, or the white splash, should probably be doable. Avalanche Riders would have been good, so if we don't end up getting the white mana, I will slightly regret that pick, but Avalanche Riders isn't the kind of card that is essential. We're not building around it or anything. Okay, this is actually the deck that wants Titania, if we can find the other land for it. That'd be kind of sweet. Red-green lands. Have not made that happen yet. Knight of the Reliquary plays well with this. We can find the land for this. Gives us a bit of redundancy. Last pick, Makeshift Mannequin. Okay. So we're solidly red-green, potentially Naya. Trying to be fast. Looking for burn, looking for fetch lands. Fast Bond actually does look kind of good here if we're trying to play Loam and stuff like that. I forget what we took. I think we took maybe Looting over Fast Bond. I'm not 100% sure, but the Fast Bond potentially is going to end up being kind of good here. Waiting on Kyrie Toby. Not sure exactly. Hopefully we'll be able to move to pack 2 soon and open that nice Ren and 6. Ragavan. Wooded Foothills. Wasteland. Those are among the cards we would most want. Also, obviously, Mox would be great. Or Lotus. This is a good Lotus deck. Imagine turn 1, Mountain, Black Lotus, Minskin Boo. Just can't lose. Well, actually, this is fine. We can take a Mana Vault. This is a good Mana Vault deck. Yeah, I'm pretty happy to see that. There's Urza, which is aka also known as the better version of Myria. Grim Lavamancer is fine. Honestly, this pack is pretty weak for us. I guess we could play a Signet. Actually, this Signet would be decent. It could help us splash the night. But easy Mana Vault, that's a really, really good pickup for us. And hopefully the Signet comes around. Wow. Alright, got the Ragavan. That's pretty great. We'll definitely be taking this. Questing Beast is kind of interesting. Marsh Flats could help if we end up with a white fetchable land. We also could potentially even play Jund and play Kolaghan's Command, but easy Ragavan out of this pack. To make the Ragavan work, we're going to really want some cheap burn. We already passed Burst Lightning and Incinerate. So at this point, cheap burn spells are going to be one of the highest pickups, even over other cards that would typically be better. Like, I would take Ran over that, but I really want some burn. Okay, now you take Prismatic Vista. Good pickup. A few good green cards in this pack. Also Koth, Pyromancer. Actually, Pyromancer's not great. But, yeah, definitely taking the Vista here. It's good fixing. It's good with Knight of the Reliquary. Good with Life from the Loam. Dragon's Rage Chandler. Brennan 6 if we get that. And then hopefully one of these solid 4-drops comes around. Oh, whoops. Right now, Loam is not making the cut. I wouldn't play Loam just for Strip Mine, but we could get there. This is like, in this format, this is not a card that you're going to be dredging every turn. It's something you play like once or twice, and just hope, and like, you know, get 2 lands back for 2 mana, and a 2 for 1, and then you move on. It's not a card you're building around as much. Okay, Jace and Palace Jailer are both great, but that's not really where we're going. I guess we could maybe play Palace Jailer, but I think we just take the Tree Speaker here. There is actually Horizon Canopy too. Is Canopy better? It plays with Knight of the Reliquary, Life from the Loam. There's also Dark Depths, which we could end up doing. We're not playing Black, so we're not going to play the Vampire Hex Mage, but we could potentially get there, especially with Knight. I kind of want to play the Horizon Canopy, actually. But Draga Tree Speaker is too good, I think. Like, I would rather play Tree Speaker than Knight if I could only have one. Yeah, I'll take this. This one's a solid maybe right now. Alright, what do we want here? This pack is kind of weak for us. I think we take the Knight of Autumn. We might not be able to play it, but if we are playing white, then it's going to be a nice pickup for us. Yeah, we'll take that. Weird pack. A lot of build-arounds. Time Spiral, Oath, Emrakul. No, not many just, like, solid cards, but Knight of Autumn is a nice one. Okay, now we can take Sunbaked Canyon. That's some red-white fixing. Yep. Nothing else that's too much of a consideration. Alright, great pick here, Raging Ravine. Underworld Breach is a card that can actually be good. If you can just fill up your graveyard and then bolt them out with this card, especially if you have Dragon's Rage Chandler to keep on surveilling more cards into the graveyard, but definitely taking the Ravine here. Our fixing is kind of weak, and it's manland, and we can recur it with Life from the Loam and find it with Knight of the Reliquary. Just a really good fit for this deck. I am pretty worried about the lack of burn, though. At this point, I think that's the main thing holding this deck back. If we could get 2 or 3 burn spells in pack 3, then I would be feeling pretty good about this. But if we have no ways to kill creatures, it could be bad. Interesting. I think I'll take the Blast here. Yeah, I'll take this. May or may not be a card we play in the main deck. One thing that's nice about it is we have Fable and Faithless Looting to loot it away against decks where it's not powerful. But I would say most decks are at least splashing blue. And it's really, really good. Like, I mean, this can kill an Oko, and it can counter an Ancestral Recall, and it's just a very, very strong card when it is good. It's a card that I don't always main deck, but I think in a deck like this, it's more main deckable, actually, because we're pretty well suited to beat, like, most aggro and mid-range decks. Like, what we're worried about is blue control decks, and so we can sort of pre-board against that a bit. Now we'll take Grim Lavamancer. Not bad. I'd still rather have cheap burn spells, but Grim Lavamancer can accomplish a similar role. Okay, I don't think we're really a Fellows deck. I'll just take Ketria Triome. Just a blue green or a red green land. We're probably not going to be splashing blue, but we could maybe splash blue for an Oko or something. Yep, just a tapped. It's like worse than Taiga for us probably, but red green land is red green land. I'm happy to see it. All right, interesting pick here. Do we want Koth or Garruk? I think we're a bit more of a Garruk deck. If we were more aggressive, we could play Koth, but I think Garruk, it can take over the game well, but it's also removal. We don't have much removal. Yeah, I think Garrick's a bit better. Kind of close pick, though. And a really good card. I'm definitely happy to see this. Horizon Canopy Wield. There's also Dark Depths, but I think we got to take the Canopy here. Like, Dark Depths isn't even good if we're not playing the Knight of the Reliquary. And and it's still not even good unless we find Thespian Stage 2. Yeah, let's just take the land. I'm really happy this came around. This powers up our Life from the Loam, among other things. And our fixing is decent. Even though we're light on fetch lands, we have okay fixing and also multiple cards that like lands that can go to the graveyard and make Life from the Loam a good card. I still think I probably won't play Loam if we get no fetches other than this one Prismatic Vista. But if we could get even one more fetch, I think Loam will be a pretty good card for us. I also wouldn't mind more ways to play additional lands. Okay, I think we take... Is Oath good out of the board? No, all our creatures are pretty small. We have nothing beefy. Alright, I'll take Wall of Omens then. May or may not play it, depending on how good our white fixing is. I had a good sideboard card against Storm. Alright, really, really looking for that removal in pack 3. Especially with Ragavan. This card is so much worse when you don't have ways to remove their cheap blockers. I don't remember exactly what we passed when we took, or what we took when we passed Incinerate and Burst Lightning, but slightly regretting those picks now. Maybe it was Nissa. Nissa versus Burst Lightning. Kind of a close pick, because we also don't have a ton of top end, and Nissa's a really good one. Alright, time for pack 3. The deck's already pretty good, but few things could make it great. Starting with a nice Wrenn and 6. Okay, no Wrenn and 6. I think we take Fury here. Inspiring Vantage could help us. It also might come around, though. I don't think we'd play the Signet. Spara's Headquarters is a green-white fetchable land, which we don't have yet, but we also don't have fetch lands that can find that. Yep, let's just take the Fury. Good pickup. I would say this is removal. Actually, this is kind of the perfect card for us. It's good removal that is also a good threat, and then hopefully we can wield the Vantage. Definitely happy to see that. Okay, now we see some good blue stuff. I would love to play Expressive Iteration in this deck. We do have Ketria Triome, but we don't have good fixing to find it. There's Elvish Reclaimer, which is kind of interesting. It can find our Strip Mine. There's also Abbot of Carroll Keep as just a solid card. Also Path to Exile. There's a good chance that the Reclaimer comes around. Close pick here. I would love to play this iteration, but I don't think we have the fixing. If we played one island, we would have 3 free blue sources. We could find some more blue sources, though. Honestly, I don't think Reclaimer is that good. Maybe Path is that good, though. You know what? Yeah, I think we do take the Path. It's a little awkward with Strip Mine, but it's a really good removal spell in a deck that doesn't have access to great removal. Okay, now we got to take the Wooded Foothills. There's also... Well, actually, wait. Windswept Heath is probably just better for us, because it can find a Plains and a Taiga. Yeah, we'll take the Heath. I would love a Seasoned Pyromancer, but I want some fetch lands. This just... for multiple reasons, fetch lands are good for this deck. And... yeah, that seems like that's got to be the pick. There's Steam Vent, so we could try to make the blue splash work if we had taken the iteration, but we'll just take the Windswept Heath here and be pretty happy about it. Okay, there's a crop rotation, but I don't think we're really in on that plan since we didn't take the Dark Depths. Let's just take a Layla. Really good card. There's also Lightning Helix, which is interesting, but I think there's a good chance the Helix comes around. And Layla's a very, very strong card. Yeah, we'll take this. There's also some good top end in Wormcoil Engine and Inferno Titan, but Layla is, I think, a bit better for this deck. Okay, now we get Wasteland. Great late pickup. Elvish Mystic could be fine. Good black stuff here. But yeah, pretty easy Wasteland. It really sucks that we don't have Ren and 6. That's, other than Minsc and Boo, that's the primary draw to this color combination. But even without it, we have the off-brand version of Life from the Loam, so I think this deck is still looking pretty good. We're also not playing Titania right now. We need to find the Argoth Sanctum of Nature land. Oh, well, there's a Jetmir's Garden. Smuggler's Copter is solid. Elder Gargaroth is solid. I don't think we're really a Birthing Pod deck. But yeah, let's just take the Jetmir's Garden. That helps a lot with the fixing. We can find that off of Windswept Heath. There's also Char, but that's not really the... I know that I said I wanted cheap burn, and I'm passing burn, but it's 3 mana. We also got Fury plus Path, so not like the cheap burn I had in mind, but good cards. Yeah, let's take the land. Ooh, nice. Okay, Unholy Heat. I would love Arbor Elf, maybe Beaumont Courier, but yeah, we got to take the Heat here. Good late pickup. And I believe... Oh, we have one more fresh pack, so we have one more chance for Ren and 6. Not likely, but could happen. So Titania, unfortunately, not making the cut now. I mean, it's honestly fine. It's a 3/4 with reach for 3 that can gain you life. So it'll be a good sideboard card against aggro, potentially, but not really a card I'm thrilled about main decking. Alright, last pack, and we do not get the Ren and 6. Not a big surprise. I think we take Acidic Slime here. Acidic Slime is a solid card. Yeah, let's take this. Not really Kodama's Reach deck. Retrofitter Foundry and Hangerback Walker are fine. But let's just take the nice 5-drop. Alright, so this is probably... It's potentially an 18-land deck because we have Wasteland and Strip Mine that aren't really lands. And then we also have 2 lands that can cycle to draw. Maybe not playing this Catch Ray Triumph in the main deck since our curve is pretty low. Yeah, we'll see. It also depends on how many playables we get. If we played 16 lands, if we played 16 or 17 lands, I would play the Catch Ray Triumph. If we got like no more good cards that we wanted, I think we could cut the Triumph and play 18 lands. Yeah, I think if the deck ended right, if the draft ended right now, we could just throw in 8 basics and run it like this. I don't really want to play any of these cards on the board. Okay, nice. Inspiring Vantage. Good pickup. Probably not playing the Catch Ray Triome now. It's kind of close, but we just have such a low curve. And I really don't want to be in a position where we can't play Ragavan on turn 1 because our only lands are like 2 Triomes or something. Or like Forest Catch Ray Triome. Wow, Iteration came around. I don't think we have we have 1, 2... If we were to play one island, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4 blue sources. That's kind of light. I think we just take the Reclaimer. Which actually seems pretty good here with Wasteland plus Strip Mine and Loam to recur them. Yeah, that's a good pickup. I really wish we had the Titania land. It's like not a playable thing in this format in general, but this is the one deck where it might be good, and then we just don't get the land for it. I feel like, and no one ever takes that land, so it's so easy to find if anyone opens it, but we just didn't. Okay, nothing here looks very good. I guess I'll take the most powerful card. What's the last cut? We could move Red Elemental Blast to the board. We could cut Wall of Omens. Interesting. I think we take the Titan here. Yeah, Inferno Titan's a good pickup. Crop Rotation is fine, but without Ren and 6, I don't think it's quite high enough of a pick, so we'll take the Titan. And then maybe we cut Path if we're trying to play Wasteland Strip Mine, and we could bring it in against decks that have like Tinker for Blightsteel. But we just run it like this in the main deck. It does mean our removal is kind of weak, but we have some non-burn ways to remove. So we have like Unholy Heat, Red Elemental Blast, Grim Lavamancer, Fury, Garruk, Minsc and Boo, Inferno Titan, Karn. Like that's removal, even though we don't have the traditional removal that you think of, like the sort of 1 or 2 mana instant speed spot removal. So if we were to run it like this, sort by color. So we have 12 red. Not playing any of these. I guess we'll take this, but I don't think we're main decking that. 12 red, 10 green, 3 white. So right now, without playing any basics, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green, and 1, 2. Oh, Elder Gargaroth is actually great. That's a good card for this deck. Now I think we cut the wall. It's not that good against decks that aren't attacking, and it's also our splash color. Like Knight of the Reliquary and Knight of Autumn are cards that are good enough that they're worth playing even off a splash, but Wall of Omens in a lot of matchups is kind of medium. For white, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a pretty solid start. I don't think maybe we play 1 plains for the 2 knights, and then we could do like, wow, last pick Arbor Elf. That's great news. Okay, this deck is looking really good now. Maybe we move Karn to the board. It's pretty expensive, and we got some more top end there with the late Gargaroth and Inferno Titan. And then we could play like 3 mountain, 3 forest, 1 plains. Something like that. Wow, Crytopia is going so slow. We'll pause while he finishes off, and I'll see you in the deck building stage. Alright, so if we did this, sort by color, so it's really even. 12 green, 12 red, 2 white. And at the points of the curve, we have like a lot of our expensive stuff is double green, and we have more red 1-drops, but we also really want to be able to play Arbor Elf and Tree Speaker on turn 1. This gives us for red 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And for green 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For white 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could cut the plains, but that puts us down 2 white sources, not just 1. Honestly, the fixing is also a little worse than I was thinking it was. So one option, we could cut the plains for Ketria Triome. And that puts us down to 5 white sources, right? Nope, not that. Yeah, 5 white sources. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red. Yeah, I think I will do it like this. If Ketria Triome was our only land, it could be kind of awkward, but there will also be situations where we can play, like, turn 1 Mountain Ragavan, turn 2 Triome. And as long as we have 1 untapped land, it will be fine. Not having a plains does make the Prismatic Vista worse, but we only have 2 white cards. Yeah, that seems fine. We'll submit like this. I think this deck is sweet. Naya is not a common color combination, but this is one of the few decks that might be able to make it work, even though we didn't get the Ren. I'll see you in round 1. Alright, here we are for round 1. I think I will keep this hand on the draw. It's a little sketchy, but we have all our colors. We have some cheap removal. Wasteland, like, if Wasteland is not good here, it could get a little rough. But looks like Wasteland will be good. Ooh, interesting. I think we still Wasteland, though. I'm going to pass to the upkeep. If they have an instant, I'll respond with the Wasteland. Doesn't really matter, but we'll Wasteland them here. Alright, and now do we want to play Ragavan or Grim Lavamancer? I think I will play the Ragavan. High upside. If they have a bolt and a turn, it's a little bit bad. But I think it's still worth it to get the Ragavan down early. Okay, they don't kill it on a turn, so if they're going to kill it, they at least have to do it on their turn. No play. Oh my gosh. Alright, we'll swing. Come on, Ragavan. Connect. Nice. Bergie. Alright, sure, I'll play that. I think I'm going to fetch a green source here, because if we draw a green card, I want to be able to play it and then play tapped land. Pretty strong start. We have 5 damage on board, and they just concede. All right, so black, red, unclear exactly what else they're playing. I don't think I'm going to make any changes from what I've seen. We could, actually, Wall of Omens might be good. We could bring in Wall and cut, like, what would be, oh, Red Elemental Blast. They might be playing Grixis, but we haven't seen that yet. Yeah, I think this seems fine. Do we want to then add a Plains? I still don't think so. Even, like, Wall of Omens is still not a card that you need to play on turn 2 necessarily. Ghost Ship X is debating whether to play or draw, and we're debating whether or not to draw Ragavan. I think I'm leaning towards yes on that question. Bummer. Okay, good hand though. We'll keep. We can get a forest with this, and then later... Oh, wait, no, we can't get white with that. So the Knight of Autumn is looking a little bit weak, but that's fine. We're going to get our Tree Speaker down on turn 1. And then I think I'll just if all goes well, we level up the Tree Speaker, and then I think I'll just play Loam to get back the Prismatic Vista. That would give us a 3rd untapped land, which lets us play one of our 5 drops on turn 3. Okay, Shriekmaw, fair enough. So we lose the Tree Speaker. Then we'll need to decide how to proceed, if we want to play the Loam or just play tapped Triome. Interesting. Okay, I think given that, I'm going to loot and then plan on using the Loam to recur the lands next turn. Okay, great. So let's go discard these 2. And then next turn, we can Loam back 3 lands, get a nice 3 for 1, and then strip mine them. And even if they make us discard the Loam, we can still cast it. Powerful card advantage there. Then we'll strip mine. And I think same thing. I'm going to go to upkeep and blow up their mountain. Wow, Loam was very, very good there. I'm not going to dredge it yet, but we might dredge it again later in the game. And then dredge so that we can have excess cards to flashback with looting. We also could just strip mine them again. But I think I would rather develop my own board a bit. Yeah, we're not going to do that now. Mana Vault. Interesting. So that lets us play Gargaroth or Nissa. I think I'll just get the Nissa down. And then we'll hit them for 3. This deck has looked really good so far. Swift End to kill the Nissa, fair enough. So let's say no. And then I think I will dredge the Loam here so we can strip mine them again. Take 1, that's fine. Then we'll go Life from the Loam, return 2 lands. Actually, let's attack first. And if they kill this forest with a bolt or something, then we can return that as well. Okay, then Loam these 2 back. Actually, I will strip mine now so that they can't play Kolaghan's Command or something in response to the strip mine. And I think this turn we're gonna just swing with play Layla. Oh, okay, the Coercive Portal. That's kind of weak. Although I still would like to blow it up with Knight of Autumn. We don't have a white source yet. And no white source to untap with or to grab with Prismatic Vista. Probably fine though. All right, let's get Layla down. Swing. Okay, I actually don't even think I'm playing this mountain. I would rather just get Raging Ravine into play. It's not as good card advantage, but with Life from the Loam, we have card quantity. I'm not too worried about missing land drops. And that gives us a good attacker for next turn, potentially. They vote for Carnage. Let's vote for Homage. So they do get to draw 2 cards, but we're ahead on mana, ahead on board. I guess we're not actually ahead on mana, but we're in a good spot. They don't have any red mana. If they just play Murderous Rider, it's definitely over. Vampire Hexmage. That can connect. I think that can kill our forest. That's kind of funny. Yeah, because Nissa makes it into a 0/0 land. Yeah. Okay, so we'll say no to this again. Not gonna dredge again. We find the white source. Alright, let's go to combat and swing with both. Then they can block this and kill the forest. We have almost no burn that goes to the face, which is a little bit unfortunate for situations like this where their life total is low, but I still think we're in a phenomenal position. They would need to do some sort of weird combo thing to kill us. So they could block Layla, and then after first strike damage, remove the counters to kill the Layla, and then that would be a trade. Okay, no, instead they do that. Makes sense. So our forest dies. They take no damage, but they do lose their thing. Then we can get our Fable down. And get our white source down as well. Definitely voting for Homage. Man, I'm really excited about this deck. It's playing very well so far. We might have just been drawing well, but I do think it's pretty consistent. Faithless Looting plus Life from the Loam is a great card advantage engine. Layla, Ragavan, Dragon's Rage Chandler are all cheap threats that must be answered. Minsc and Boo and Nissa are really good planeswalkers for closing out the game. We have Wasteland Strip Mine to disrupt their mana. Also Knight of Autumn, Acidic Slime to mess up their artifacts and enchantments. Next turn we can swing with Raging Ravine for 4 if we want to. If they were to go something like Toxic Deluge to sweep our board, that would probably be our best play. Collective Brutality, okay. That's totally fine. That was a 2 for a third. They used 2 cards to trade with 1/3 of Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I think I will dredge this. And then discard these 2 lands to the Fable. Alright, then we'll swing. Could animate Raging Ravine and go for the kill. Or not quite the kill, but close to the kill. But I think I'd rather keep my mana to add to the board. Okay, now let's just go think we do play the Lavamancer. So we could go Lavamancer plus Knight of Autumn plus Elvish Reclaimer. It's a bit softer sweeper, but I think that's still the play. So grab Taiga, then white, green, whatever. Knight of Autumn. Destroy this. Cast this, and then if they don't sweep the board, they're almost definitely dead. And if they do sweep the board with Toxic Deluge, they're still dead. And even if they have Damnation, we have Raging Ravine and just a good hand. Alright, got the GGs. This deck seems so sweet. We're 1-0. I'll see you in round 2. Alright, back for round 2 and on the play against Boom Selecta. This hand is not as explosive as our last hands. Loam is not looking good here. I think I'm still going to keep it though. It's not super exciting, but turn 3 Knight of Autumn on the play is good interaction, and we have all our colors, which is pretty important. I'm going to bait them to Wasteland us. I would be thrilled if they killed this when we have life from the Loam. There's an argument to just playing Loam to get back no lands next turn, and then we could dredge it, but I think I'm not going to do that. Okay, they Thoughtseize. They'll probably take the Knight. Faithless Looting is a really good card in our deck. I think our deck's going to be a lot less good when we don't draw the Looting. It just turbocharges Loam and Elvish Reclaimer and finds us our answers, and also plays well with the Channeler. Okay, good draw. Forest Pass. So hopefully they're not playing Reanimator. Hopefully they're just playing some sort of black-based control deck. Blue-black. All right, blue-black control seems fine. Uh-oh. Kaito. That's scary. Yeah, Thoughtseize into turn 2 Mox Kaito is a really strong start. We'll see if they just discard a land or a Grizzlebrand. Echo of Eons, interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna play the Fable here. We could hold up Red Elemental Blast to kill this, or kill the Echo of Eons, but I'd rather just develop our board, be a bit more mana efficient. Then next turn we can play Loam plus Red Elemental Blast. They can just flashback the Echo if they want. That's fine. That's basically card neutral. This costs 3 to flashback, so they could play land, flashback, and get some okay value. Uh-oh, opponent's having a bit of lag. Hopefully that's not too much of a problem. Knight's Whisper. Okay, that's pretty slow. We really want to draw some lands that we can then loan back. Alright. Sure, they pass. We'll untap and hopefully draw land. Ah, bummer. Okay, let's discard Loam plus Gargaroth. And do we then dredge the Loam? I think I will. To fill a graveyard. Nice, we hit some lands. Okay, that's great. So, let's go to combat. Swing at the Kaito. Or no, swing at them. Because our plan is to kill this Kaito with Red Elemental Blast. Alright, we're not going to Loam this turn. Let's grab a Forest. And play Garrick. Make a beast. And then in their upkeep, I'm going to try to kill the Kaito. Actually, I'm going to do it now when they only have 1 mana. If they have exactly Spell Pierce, it's bad. But that's the only card here that would get us. Nice. And now they can Echo Evians if they want, but we're ahead on board, so that's totally fine. They also no longer have a good discard outlet, so if they are playing Reanimator, it's going to be harder for them to put something into the yard. And if they pass back to us, we get to dredge back 3 lands, or bring back 3 lands with Life from the Loam, and be in a great position. Animate Dead the Gargaroth. Okay, that's fine. We can kill that with Acidic Slime. We do need to find a land, though, I guess, if that can happen. Nice. That was lucky draw. Of course, most of our... Like, there's a good chance we have a land. We have a lot of lands in the deck, but still definitely got a little lucky there. So we'll go for this. If they counter it... Okay, nice. No counter, so we can kill the Animate Dead. We're very ahead on board. We'll swing with everything. And make another dude. And now if they don't have any interaction, we can start flickering Acidic Slime with our Reflection of Kiki Jiki, which would be very powerful. Okay, they just cycle that. I was a little afraid of Pestermite into Splinter Twin, but they don't have that. At least this turn. We're in a very, very dominant position here. If they sweep our board... It's not great, but we can still bring back lots of good lands with Life from the Loam, and we have Garruk going. We have no more need to add anything else to the board, though, so I'm definitely not casting any more creatures that we draw. We have 10 damage. It's sort of funny that we have 5 2/2s in play. So that's 10 damage. We could threaten lethal if they don't have something. So we need to do something pretty powerful here. We'll see if they have the Toxic Deluge. Main deck Red Elemental Blast was good there. Okay, that's fine. We get a fresh hand. So we ended up dredging Loam and then never casting it, but that was fine. They have not played land yet, so they could go land, Toxic Deluge. And honestly, this hand is kind of bad. I guess Layla Ragavan is good, but a lot of lands and then mana sources that we don't really need. It is too bad that we didn't take that fast bond. I think in the end it would have been pretty good here. Dark Ritual. Are they storming? Looks like they are. Well, they got to do it right now. Entomb. Oh, hopefully no Massacre Worm. If they have Shallow Grave on Massacre Worm, that would hit us for 10 off the trigger plus 6. We'd go to 3. Their deck looks good. I mean, Entomb for Echo of Yon's is strong. They have Dark Ritual. They have at least 1 Mox. LAD. Hopefully they don't have Lion's Eye. Or, hopefully they don't have Yawgmoth's Will. Do we have any good sideboard cards for this matchup? Oh, Phyrexian Metamorph. Weird. Don't really have any sideboard cards for this matchup. We could maybe play Path. Exhume, bring back Acidic Slime, kill Kiki. Sure. If this is all they have, we're gonna win. We have, in fact, we actually have lethal. Okay, they just play and sack a land. Yeah, this seems fine. Alright, let's kill you. Dash Ragavan. This is lethal, but I guess I'll play around some weird thing by playing Layla too. Alright, they just concede. So, playing against Grixis, Storm, Reanimator. They are playing Exhume, Animate Dead, and Entomb. So, We didn't see any big boys on their side, but that's still something we need to be ready for. Path to Exile is probably going to be good to counter that sort of thing. I don't think Elder Gargaroth or Inferno Titan look great because they can reanimate it, and they also probably just have kill spells that kill them pretty easily. So I think I'd rather have Karn. Unholy Heat seems not great, but probably good enough. Fury, same thing. I think I will bring in a Plains now. I guess we cut a green and a red. Alright, let's look at the colors again. Sort by color. 11 green versus 11 red, so we're totally even there. We have a little bit more double green, but a little bit more cheap red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red. Okay, so we'll cut one mountain, add one plains. That also gives us an untapped white source we can find off Windswept Heath, in addition to enabling the Prismatic Vista. Could play Eidolon. It's kind of interesting. What would we cut, though? So one option is just cut, not play the Karn. Maybe that's better, actually go a little lower to the ground. And then in that case, I think I would rather have the extra mountain over the forest. Yeah, I think this is a solid way to run it. They are good, like, it's good against their, like, Mox, their LED. They're not full storm, but I think that'll still be a good card. Now we have a hand with no red mana. Oh, wait, no, we do have red mana. Alright, this hand's good. Okay, do we Faithless Looting on turn 1? I don't think so. We don't know exactly what we're looking for. Mystical Tutor, alright. That's a bit scary. Although we do have Path to Exile if they're going to put a huge dude into play. Alright, not a bad draw actually. Yep. So hopefully they're getting something like Iona. Okay, nice. So that's not even that good against our deck since we're pretty evenly divided. It's fine, but we can just path this. Zoom, alright. There's no way they name white here. Okay, Path to Exile. Sideboard cards coming in clutch. Now, do we want to play Fable or Knight first? Knight would let us ramp into Nissa, but so would Fable, kind of. Let's play the Fable, I think. Yeah, let's play the Fable. And then we're planning on discarding Eidolon plus Faithless Looting. Knight's Whisper, okay, that's slow. Post-combat Nissa is not ideal, but that's probably what we're going to be doing here. Okay, let's discard now Looting plus Forest, I think. Interesting. Do we want to play Layla? I think it's it's really close. We don't have enough mana for Layla plus Knight. We could play Layla plus Eidolon, or Knight plus Eidolon. I think Knight plus Eidolon is a bit better. It means we're not going to wasteland them this turn, but I think that's okay. Cycle land, okay, not a problem. And then we'll drop the Eidolon. So this is some decent pressure. Next turn we can wasteland them to grow our Knight and then hit for 10. No, 8. We could also play Layla, which would make it 11. If they do have the sweeper, it's kind of bad, but we haven't seen any sweepers yet, so I'm still just going to go for the pressure. This looks like another Phyrexian Metamorph. Okay, that's not too scary. Unfortunately, we don't have Delirium, so we can't kill that with Unholy Heat yet. Okay, what's the best strategy here? I think I'm going to play Nissa. Is that right? Maybe it's better to play Layla. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to play Layla. I want to pressure their life total as much as possible. So I'm going to play this and then attack them with everything. Even Knight of the Reliquary. Prismatic Vista, that's fine. So they go for the trade with Layla. That's fine. We'll let that happen. It does give us Delirium, so now our Unholy Heat will be better. Let's Wasteland their land to grow our Knight of the Reliquary. Okay, they just sacked that. So they're down to 4 lands now. And they're taking 8 damage. We'll play this and pass. Oh! Whoops. Okay, then yeah, I forgot about that. That grows the knight so they don't lose their knight. That's fine, though. We can just kill this. I'm going to go for the Unholy Heat end of turn. This can't sacrifice lands. Alright, sweet. We're cruising. This deck seems incredible. I'll see you in round 3. Alright, we're on the play against Joe 1712 for round 3. And good hand. We can keep this. It's not thrilling, but turn 1 Dragon's Rage Chandler. We have all our colors. Knight of Autumn is a great card. Definitely keep. We'll grab a red-green land with this. Joe's on a mulligan. Dragon's Rage Chandler is kind of weak in this situation, but still a cheap play, and it will give us some card selection later, presumably. Obviously, Ragavan would be significantly better. And to think, we would have just gotten killed. They had turn 3 Iona there on the play, but we had the sideboard Path to Exile. Ugh, another Mox deck. Come on. Baleful Strix. Well, that kind of shuts down our Dragon's Rage Chandler pretty well. We can Knight of Autumn to kill their Mox, though. Let's play this. There's an argument to holding it, but we have another land that we can cycle. I think it's better to just do it this way. That is a pretty solid start, though. Playing against Sultai. Honestly, this is probably a bad matchup. They'll likely just have good removal for our threats, plus good card draw. Dark Confidant. Alright. Layla. Interesting draw. I'm just going to offer this trade now because I want to be able to hit with Layla. But it's pretty bad. They just get a clean 2-for-1 off the Strix. They did miss a land drop, though. I'll play land, Knight of Autumn. Hopefully they flip something big. Thieving Skydiver. Alright, good to know about that one. Elvish Reclaimer, pass. Alright. Land was a bad draw, but we can get Layla down. And they can double block and trade if they want. I'm fine with that exchange. Raging Ravine, perfect hit there. They probably just block here. Although they might just double block Layla. No, okay, they block like that, makes sense. Raging Ravine and pass. Worth noting, Escape to the Wilds does actually grow Layla. So that's kind of cool. They flip a Green Sun Zenith. Do they hit their second land? Alright, well, their start looked really good. Turn 1, Baleful Strix to block our DRC. Turn 2, Dark Confidant, but it's not really panning out as well for them. They swing for 2. So I'm not going to play the Escape to the Wilds pre-combat, even though it would grow the Layla, because I want to be able to play the card that we draw off the Layla if we flip something good. Could even swing with Raging Ravine if we wanted to be super aggressive. I think this is slightly better, though. Looting. Okay, let's play Escape to the Wilds and then play Looting. Okay, no land there, so we'll just go... Or there's land there, but our hand is bad, so we can play this Looting for good value. Discard these 2. And then next turn we can kind of pop off. Actually, yeah, we can really do some work next turn. We can play Acidic Slime and Strip Mine to blow up 2 lands and play Mana Vault. They finally hit their land, but it's probably too late now. It's really good to know about this upheaval. I don't think we make any sideboard changes here. Dark Confidant's good against us, but so be it. Hopefully they don't have it. Or if they do have it, hopefully they just never hit lands. Grief. Alright. They can take out the Elder Gargaroth. This is probably just for information, though. I think they don't have any way to win. Yep, okay. So, playing against Sultai, they have Mox, Dark Confidant, Upheaval. Their deck looks pretty good, and they're 2-0, so it can't be too bad. What changes do we want to make, if any? I do think Red Elemental Blast is worth it. I like the removal. I don't think we need Path, based on what we've seen so far. This is another matchup where Gargaroth is probably not great. We could play Eidolon maybe over the Gargaroth. No, I think we just run back to main deck. Well, he's so bad against like Shriekmaw and just all black removal. Inferno Titan's not great either, but at least it has some effect. Plus, this is a red card to pitch to Fury in a pinch. So yeah, I think we submit like this. We'll cut 1 forest for 1 mountain. Alright, on the draw here, fighting for the trophy. Good hand, although the Ketria Triome being a tapped land is a bit awkward. Alright, given that we drew land, then we're definitely just going to play the elf here. We're going to turn to Fable and then get some loam value going. Green Suns for 1. Probably just getting a Birds of Paradise or something. They could get Elvish Reclaimer. Oh, they do. Interesting. Alright. Totally fine with this. I'm not going to Fury that. Turn 2 Fable is strong. And then our plan is to discard Ketria Triome. Hopefully we draw land, and we can just discard Triome plus whatever land we draw. If we don't draw land, I might just discard 1 card. I guess it depends on what the other card is, but I like the 3 red cards in this hand, and I'm not going to discard the loam because we won't get another chance to... Wait. Oh, no, we could discard... We could draw the loam. Okay, they grief us. Our hand is honestly pretty good against grief. And they don't have Ephemerate. They probably take Layla or Unholy Heat. Maybe Layla. Yep, Layla down. That's fine. We should be able to find some more action pretty quickly off this Fable. Okay, so let's discard. I think we can dredge the loam, so we'll discard these two and then dredge the loam. Oh, that's some awesome value. Wow. So life from the loam, return strip mine, prismatic vista, inspiring vantage. Then I'll unholy heat this, because otherwise they could play around the strip mine. So we can just strip mine whatever land they get. They know about the strip mine, but still, this seems like it should be totally fine. And since strip mine is going to the graveyard, then we can inspiring vantage will still come into play untapped next turn if we wanted to. Although alternatively, we could just play strip mine again. All right, be gone, blooming marsh, and take 2. This deck is so good. Holy cow. Maybe red-green is just secretly the truth and no one ever knew it. That was like the easiest league ever. Almost every single game we just crushed them. And we didn't even have Ren in 6. And we never drew Minsc and Boo. What did it? Okay, so first of all, Faithless Looting Life from the Loam plus Wasteland Strip Mine was just unbelievably good. That's card advantage that also really disrupts your opponent's mana base. Next, we had a good low curve. So we were able to establish a cheap threat commonly. Like sort of Arbor Elf to ramp, Ragavan to do its thing. Yeah, I mean, I guess our opponents typically had kind of weak draws. And they missed land drops, and missing land drops against Wasteland Strip Mine is not really where you want to be. But this was just an incredible deck. Every single game we won fairly easily. We had card advantage, we had removal, we had good cheap threats, we had good fixing. We had like a sweet sideboard Path to Exile against Iona one game. Just a really good deck. I guess Fable and the Mirror Breaker Fable and Layla were 2 really, really good threats, especially on turn 2. So that was kind of sweet. Yeah, we didn't even ever draw the Minsc and Boo that we built our deck around, but this was a really, really sweet and fun league. I've never really played this archetype before, but it felt broken and powerful, and I'm going to be very aware of this going forward. If I ever see an early Wasteland or Strip Mine, red-green might be where you should be. And there was a lot of stuff we didn't even get. Again, red and 6. We also did not get the Titania land, which would have gone a long way. If we did have the Titania land, we could also be, and Ren, we could also be playing the Dark Depths combo, crop rotation to find it. Fast Bond would have been great here. Like, we didn't have the best version of this deck, and it was still disgustingly good. So I have high hopes for further exploration of this archetype in the future. That was so much fun. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.